Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Delhi Public School Chas, I welcome all of you, principals, students, teachers, school heads, and everybody who has joined us today in our third webinar under Uday the Rising. Uday the Rising is a series of webinars organized with a view to find out, explore the potentials for educational purposes, especially during the pandemic time. How do we connect to the innumerable number of people in the field of education who are there with us in so many remote centers, remote areas, some with devices, some with the eagerness and inspiration to learn a lot? We conducted two earlier. First one, which was exclusively for the students of commerce, the international opportunities, the career opportunities, especially right from when they are in class 11. This was followed by the second webinar where we had Sri Anurag Tripathi addressing, involving himself in an exclusive interaction for understanding the relevance of schooling during the pandemic times. And today we have almost, I should say, more than 1,500 participants, registered participants for this webinar, that is Master the Art of Handwriting. We've come across so many kinds of art, painting, graphics, sculpture, so on and so forth. This is rare and unique in the sense that it's going to tell us about writing, handwriting, which we consider as an art, a skill. And to lead us on this, we have with us Dr. Sreeson Gopinath. Before we go further, let me tell you about this individual, nationally acclaimed, and one who has conducted, he and his team, they have conducted innumerable number of workshops. I believe more than 7,000 teachers have been trained, have been, getting the inspiration, getting the training under this program. There are more than 300 schools across the country, perhaps, who are benefited by the kind of skill, by the kind of training that Dr. Sreeson and his team gives. Basically, he is a management graduate and a research fellow at Trinity, Dublin, Ireland, with 4 to 5 years of teaching experiences in prominent colleges of Bangalore. And then it was the introduction and it was the initiative into Veda, the Veda Lab, the CEIR, the Center of Educational Initiative and Research. He was the founder director of this CEIR, an organization which leads into a whole lot of initiatives, research into educational field. Dr. Sreeson, we are privileged to have you here with us, and I extend a note of very warm welcome to you. Yes. Now, before we begin to interact with him, before I ask him a few questions, let's have a small short video which would showcase the kind of work Sir and his team has been doing, the different kinds of activities in order to promote the handwriting skill. So we'll have the video now.
Shailaja ma'am.
With that, we'll begin our interaction with Sir. Sir, after seeing the video, so the first thing that I would request you to share, to tell us is, when did all this begin? What is the story behind the foray into this field of handwriting, Sir?
Yeah, the story is actually some 20 years back story, ma'am. 2000, I believe. Now, basically, I was into this, competitive exams like IIT, JEE kind of things. But what I found during that time, more than this aspiration, the children need better retention capacity. Retaining these formulas, concepts, and all.
Yes.
So we thought of, finding something which can enhance the, brain capacity, mental development type of things. But finally, we found the writing plays a major role of, brain development, retention, all that. So slowly we started that process findings. Then we formulated a concept called handwriting lab. Okay, what the basic objective of handwriting lab is to have a unified system of writing for teachers as well as students. A single system of writing for teachers and students. Because usually if you see, the schools, I tell you a simple example, because I always related with my claims with an example. You go to any school, suppose there are 7 or 8 periods a day. 8 teachers writes on the board in 8 different styles, different way.
Yes.
Am I right? Huh?
Yes.
Now what
Yes.
happens here is like the child psychologists say the child imitate the teachers. Now
Right.
the problem comes 8 hours, 8 periods, 8 teachers, 8 different style of writing. Which one the child should follow?
Follow.
So we made this a concept called handwriting lab for the schools. We told them, so if you have a system, there should be a common policy of writing. There should be a common system, a handwriting policy, a unique handwriting policy for the school, and every teacher and student should have a single pattern of writing. If you notice, Shailaja ma'am, you will be astonished. Like some teachers use cursive writing. Some teachers use print style, and they write separately.
Right. Right.
Majority of the teachers mix this handwriting. It is neither print nor cursive.
Right.
So child is utter confused. So that is actually the main thing. From 2009 onwards, we are very active. Even outside India also we operate.
Very true, sir. I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
hardly have we realized this. Teachers, as they explained, we do indulge in different kinds, and then, as you said, 8 periods, the child is subjected to different kinds of writing. So that is the cue there for the teachers. Perhaps somewhere we need to have a uniform policy of handwriting. And with that, we go to the next one, sir.
Yeah.
When we train children to write, right from kindergarten, right from nursery, the art of handwriting is, as I said, rare. We ask them to write alphabets, notebooks, and there are quite a number of teachers who feel, how do I make this child write beautifully? There are, parents, teachers, we help them, we train them, we hold their hands, and then we feel so frustrated sometimes. How do we, so can you tell us something about how do we make someone write beautifully?
Yeah, I got your question. Ma'am, it's one of the most hardest and most simplest way. If you follow certain principles, some scientific methods, you can improve anybody's handwriting. But unfortunately, what is happening here, with all good intentions, almost all schools, they follow this copywriting or 4-line writings, which is not going to help. Anybody, I told you, I can assert it, I can, write and give you, anybody at any age group can improve their handwriting 100%, provided if they follow some scientific methods, not this conventional copywriting 4-line book methods.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the thing, that it can be done. It can be done by anybody. That is an open take for everybody, that it is never too late to start again.
Yes.
So that is the open call, I suppose, sir is giving to everybody, that you can take it up. So, sir, I believe your saying is that it is all about training. Good handwriting or bad handwriting, it's all a myth. It's
Yes.
basically about training the individual to write. Can
Okay.
teachers actually teach the correct method of writing, and improvement can be visibly seen on the part of the student?
Ma'am, you asked two questions to me. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, is training and training. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Or I always suggest that there can only be trained or untrained handwriting. There can't be
Okay.
good or bad handwriting. It's a myth.
Mm.
Ma'am, please allow me to explain this concept a little bit more.
Please,
You know, who
please
is
go ahead,
saying
sir.
good,
It's all
bad
yours.
handwriting? Okay, now you are saying good or bad handwriting. What is the parameters? I'll take it literally. Okay, bad handwriting. If somebody is writing or handwriting which is not readable, legible, we say, oh, your handwriting is illegible, bad. Okay, but have we ever asked this question why it is bad? Is it mistake from the part of the child or something else? Ma'am, with all my respect towards the teachers community, parents, I tell you, everybody is worried about handwriting. They are anxious about handwriting. They are very serious about handwriting. But you know what is going wrong here? The methods which we use to improve somebody's handwriting. Am I right? See, ma'am, I'll just connect with the, day-to-day life. What is the tool or methods we use to improve somebody's handwriting? Either we give a copywriting book or a four-line book. Yes or no? You are a
Yes.
teacher, you know that.
Yes.
Copywriting book. The name itself is called copywriting book, not a handwriting book. Please understand this. Huh?
Mm.
My dear teachers, please distinguish this word uh, copywriting and handwriting. This copywriting books used to improve somebody's handwriting. How? How can it be possible? Now, when we say bad handwriting, why it is bad? Because you are not giving a handwriting book, you are giving a copywriting book.
Book.
You got my point here.
Right. Yes, sir.
Now, what is the problem, ma'am? I'll give you. Now itself, you take the child, any particular child's copywriting book, and the same child's English notebook or any other subject notebook, you will find two different handwriting. Am I right, Shailaja, ma'am?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because copywriting book, copying and writing, they teach you imitating. There will be some models, you just copy it and write. Handwriting is not copywriting. Handwriting is brain writing, mind writing. So you should never give a copywriting book for a child. The second problem, I tell you, if I have time, I'll explain that also. Now this four-line book. See, I'm not against giving a four-line book. Why we are giving a four-line book? So that the child should understand the upper line where L should touch, lower line where J should touch, the middle
Yes.
sort, M, N, and all that. See,
Yes.
that
Yes.
is the
Yes.
only purpose. Four-line books are not for handwriting improvement. The moment the child get an idea, the upper zone, lower zone, middle zone, you should remove four-line. I tell you why.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Where the child actually have to write, in reality where the child has to write, in single line or no line, ruled
Yes.
or unruled per. So where you have to give practice. The problem with four line, you start with four line, end with four line. You understood the concept. So
Yes.
four line books are needed for certain time. To improve somebody's handwriting, four line books are not the solution. It is only for the idea, upper zone, lower zone idea. And coming back to the bad handwriting, you know, I never accept this bad handwriting. Let me show this. Okay. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes,
Huh.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
before going to this digital board, I take a excuse or apologies you all that because this is a glossy board. Okay, the formation
It's
may
okay.
not be correct. Okay, I'll try my level best, but at the same time, it won't have that same kind of a grip when you write on the board on a paper. So please, you know, excuse me for that. But I would like to tell you, if somebody's handwriting is illegible, we call this is a bad handwriting. Am I right, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Why it
Yes.
is bad? See, every child know the alphabet. A to Z, anybody can write.
Mm.
Yes or no?
Mm.
Then
Yes.
why he is not writing properly? Why his handwriting is illegible? Meaning there is something is missing in that. That is the place, that is the area where we have to concentrate, because the responsibility of a teacher or a parent, you know, in fact starts after teaching the alphabet. But
Okay.
normally what we think, okay, I have taught him the alphabet, now he has to write. No, 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 no. The important factor or the science behind handwriting, ma'am, handwriting is a science, and it is nothing other than movement skill. Whoever is watching, you know, please write. Please take a paper or whatever book or this thing. You just write the small letter A 10 times. I'll give you 3 seconds. Please take a pen and write small letter A 10 times. Small letter. Now you write letter C 5 times. This time I'll reduce. Now you write D 3 times. G 3 times. Small letters. Q 3 times. Done. Now you look at your first small letter A and your last A. Both letters look same. Forget about it. Look at the first A and the ninth A. There will be some difference. Am I right? Look at the first A
Yes.
and the second A also. There will be some small differences. Yes or no? Shailaja ma'am,
Yes.
I hope
Yes,
you
sir.
agree.
Yes, yes.
There is
Yes.
some difference.
There is.
You only wrote it.
I'm trying to write the things.
Why it is
It
different
does.
now? Why this difference happening? Because see, please understand this, the art of writing. See, these letters which I gave you all are moving in anti-clockwise.
Okay.
So whenever you reproduce the same letters moving in anti-clockwise, the formation will be affected. As I told you, handwriting is a movement skill. For an example, I'll just show you. Just make some lines like this from bottom to up. Small lines from bottom to up. Do the same up to bottom also. Is it visible? First, make some lines from bottom to up. I told you this is a very glossy board. And do the same from bottom to down. Done?
Mm.
Now, please do the same with a small tick up and a tick down. A small tick up or a tick down. Could you find something? When you start with a small tick up, it's easy to move up or easy to move down. Yes or no?
Mm.
Are we
Yes.
teaching this to the children? Then we blame, oh, your handwriting is bad.
Bad.
See, this movement skill is not what. See, we are teaching them in variety of way to learn alphabets. No, no, ma'am. We have to go further. We have to go a step ahead. Ask these kids to understand how these letters moves. Once you teach, again they are not writing properly, then blame. I hope I answered your question. Handwriting,
Yes,
ma'am,
yes.
there can't be good or bad handwriting. There can only be trained or untrained handwriting.
Untrained.
If you train a child, he will write properly. If you don't train a child, he cannot. Don't put the blame on our poor kids. Yeah,
Okay.
please continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, which means it is all about the movement and it is about the training. It is
Exactly.
about the training. It is about the hand movement, top, bottom.
Exactly.
CIR, sir, we know that it came up with this patented device called the manicule memory, and which is used, which you told us that it will be able to help to improve the handwriting skills, and there is some kind of a scientific technique behind it. How is this device simple and backed by scientific technique or research? Could you share with us the
Yeah, I will
concepts
share.
behind it?
I, I,
Yes, sir.
I,
Yes.
before that, I will add another, day-to-day example. How one learn to drive a car or how ride a bicycle. It's not that all of a sudden you see a bicycle, jump onto that and ride. No, no, it is
No.
not possible. Am I right? There
Yes.
should be somebody, maybe our cousins or parents or whoever, who can ride a bicycle properly. Am I right?
Uh,
They give us this step-by-step instruction, and later we become very good at writing. Same thing in handwriting.
okay.
You need to
Okay.
be trained properly. Not see,
Mm-hmm.
this is another one biggest problem with the conventional belief that you know, somebody, if they want to improve their handwriting, they have to write more.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So one of the utter, I'm very sorry, it's one of the biggest mistakes. Writing more, how can you improve somebody's handwriting? Why you ask somebody to write more? Because they are not writing properly. Then you tell them, okay, today you wrote one paper, tomorrow onwards
Yes.
you write three papers, three copywriting. Now what exactly happening here, ma'am? Writing more, the child repeat the same mistake again and again.
Again. Mm.
And finally that become part of his daily writing.
Right.
Writing more will
Exactly.
not improve your handwriting. Please understand this. Writing correctly, that alone will improve your handwriting. You agree with me, Shailaja ma'am?
Yeah,
Because
yes, I
writing
agree. I
more,
agree.
the same mistake will be reproduced. That is not advisable. Why if somebody has to reproduce his own mistake? That
True.
is not the solution. Writing correctly is the solution.
True.
Now you asked about this manicule, the handwriting kit. I have a kit with me. Is it visible?
Yes.
See, this is actually a treasure. This is, which has, it's not that, I will take out everything from this. See, it's not that we give a device, manicule memory board. See, there is a training book also, training manual. There is
Okay.
a practice manual also, and there are worksheets also. But more than that, there is something called, is it visible?
Huh.
This is the
Yes, yes.
manual memory board. This is what we developed. See, this board, the child can learn 5 frames and 5 letters only.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then this issue, ma'am, I'll just explain it. Okay.
Yeah, please, please.
Children, please take the pen again. Now you understood? I am going to teach you something. Okay. There, I am not just teaching you the letters. Before that, I'll teach you because I told you it's a movement skill. Letters moves in anti-clockwise. Every time you write, the shape will be different. How to avoid it? You have to use a frame. a structure, like a building. There is a structure. If the structure is not proper, the building will collapse. Same thing in the handwriting also. You have to put a structure. I told you our methodology, handwriting lab methodology is that either the letter should start with a tick down or a tick up. Okay. Now, keeping this in my mind, I'll teach you the first frame. Just make a small tick up and a curve like this. As if, like a, what do you call it? Grandfather's stick, slanted grandfather's stick. But you should start
Yes.
small tick up and a curve. Done? Now, the same thing, without lifting your hand, you come down, create a letter C, just touch the nick, you create an A. If you write an A, if you write 100 A in a paragraph, all A looks same. You got my point?
Yes.
Once again. Once again.
If you could repeat that, sir. Huh?
Very simple. See, start any letter which is moving in anti. There are 8 letters which moves in anti-clockwise. What are they? Start with a small tick up and a curve. Come down. This is the base letter C. Just connect it. You can create an E. Just connect it. You can create a D. Just connect it. You can create a letter G. Q. O. And same way you can create an X. Same way tick up and then C. You can create a letter E. If you correct a frame, 8 letters can be correctly, created or developed from this one frame. That's the reason we teach only 5 basic letters, 5 basic frames, and 5 basic techniques. Shailaja ma'am, I'll just explain the techniques also, okay? Because this is very important today. Because talking something is not, you have to give a solution. Unless it is not an experiential level, we no need to believe anything. Am I right?
Right.
Now, we have 5 basic frames and 5 basic techniques and 5 basic letters. All these techniques they have to practice on this board. Okay. Now, I tell you, for example, N. There is something called voice tick. I won't teach in our method, handwriting lab method, we don't teach them to write an N. We describe letter N. Why? Tick down, cup down. That is N. You understood? When you say you listen also, who is writing? See, the fundamental question or the issue here is to answer is that, it's not that hand writing. It is mind which makes the hand to write. Yes or no? So, when I say, you make an N, this is just an image. But when you describe that image, okay, take down and a cup down, that is N. So, the child will never forget it.
Right.
Yes.
So beautifully explained. So you've talked about the 5 basic things, the 5 basic letters, the 5 basic technique, and the frame. The tick, the curve, the loop. I'm sure our attendees, especially our teachers and students, by now must be using the paper and the pen and trying out what you just suggested, and in such a beautiful way. It was just lovely. Thank you so much. And with that, shall we go to the next one? Next query we have. So, do we have some samples of these handwritings, like how it was earlier and now after the training, how they have improved and how it has trained and got a better result?
Yeah, the left side, I have a small video here. I'll just show you. The left side, which you see before the training, and the right side you'll see after the training. Just please watch this.
Okay. Okay.
Seeing is believing.
Right.
Is it, some noise is coming, I believe. Yeah, these all the schools have, you know, implemented a handwriting lab.
Okay.
Is it coming properly?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. The samples are not seen. Some delay in this. Anyway. Now it is coming. This is the result. The left side is the before training of the same child. Oh my God, it's over. Anyway, no, at the end it comes, I believe. The
Yes,
left
I
side
think
is
that's
untrained,
yes.
the right side is trained. You can see the difference.
Yes.
Look, see, there's a huge difference.
The huge difference is there.
Look, oh my God.
It's a very visible of change.
Yeah. Handwriting should be beautiful, readable, and with proper speed. Look, ma'am. This
And yes, and
this what? This some kids are showing. Anyway, I hope
okay.
because there's some kind of a like scanning in between. No problem.
But it is seen the kind of result
Ma'am,
we can
you
get.
have to understand this. This trained and trained, there is a huge difference. You learn something with theory alone and you learn something with practical. It has a huge difference because I saw that the last your webinar on this association of chartered accountant, this thing. See, accountancy, many people are learning accountancy. What this ACCA doing, they give a practical training that mold children. This is what actually we need in this century. Like theory have a limitation, ma'am. It has to be useful when it comes to the practical side of life, or like this thing.
Right.
Yes.
We are moving into the experiential learning, and today, as a teacher, you've shown us practice what you preach. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, sir, you talked to us and you have told us about the movement of the hand, wherein it's a very clear talk about the coordination of head, hand, and the heart. Do the children, see, when we read, we are told to have a proper posture. Similarly, when they write, is there an ideal posture and a right way of holding the tool?
Yes.
While they write, which can also go into this part of training.
Certainly yes, ma'am. Because like if somebody is not, maintaining the sitting posture, holding the pen, angle of the book, it all affects your this thing. Just imagine, you're holding the steering of a car, and you are not able to, you are sitting away from, the reachable this thing. You cannot drive a car. Am I right? Or if you cannot you cannot shift the gear of car. You have to see, look at a person who drive a car. He'll sit and he will make sure that everything is reachable on his height. Then he can comfortably ride a car. Same thing in writing also. See, I request all the listeners. There are certain videos available, because now I cannot show it. But again, the technical issues are there. There's some pre-recorded high-quality videos are there in our website. www.vedahandwritingkit.com. Please write down this. Lot of information you will get in that. Sitting posture. There are some trial session also. Please watch that. www.vedahandwritingkit.com. All these informations are well explained, and just play the video and adjust all that. That I think at this juncture I have no other option. I'm just standing and giving you a talk.
No, they'll take it up from there, sir.
Yeah.
We will take it up from there. Thank you. And the next one, which is quite modern and coming up for the last maybe 5 to 6 years, modern technology somewhere or the other is abstaining the child from handwritten work. They love to do more of the typing part, the SMSs and all. In such a situation, how does a teacher encourage a child into writing?
Very relevant question, ma'am. I think, I really loved this question. Ma'am, we should have room for both typing and writing.
Yes.
At the same time, please understand, like the creative side of a person, or when you write, it part of like learning process. Okay, it actually stimulates the neuro impulses. In fact, writing, like add more value to learning, retention, memory, all that. I tell you a simple this thing. You just type a sentence, the same sentence you write, and experience. When you write something, your focus will be more than typing. So both should have its own place. Writing cannot replace typing. Typing cannot replace writing. It has, because it affects your brain. See, this is the reason we always say it's not handwriting. Hand is made to write by the brain. The real process of writing is called the neuro impulses created by one's brain give instruction to the hand. Hand simply execute that job. So writing is a mind and hand coordination. So it actually stimulates the brain synapses or the neurons better than typing. But this modern era, we cannot avoid typing. I may say, this technology is faster. Typing or keyboarding is faster, but writing is wider. All these scriptures, ma'am, Mahabharata was actually written. Okay, there was no technology, but still it is relevant. Ramayana is still relevant. All scriptures are still relevant because it is all written manuscripts. You cannot replace it. Because handwriting is not just for communication. Handwriting connects with the brain. If somebody has to develop their brain capacity, memory, retention capacity, writing is must. You cannot replace with typing, keyboarding or anything. It is must. And I tell you, Shailaja ma'am, the relevance of writing is more today than 20 years back.
Yes.
You remember I don't know. I mean, like today's children, the child psychology, if you listen to them, they tell us, they encourage the children to have more physical activity.
Yes.
Climb the tree, play on the mud. When we were children, it was not taught. It was not very important. Today, it is more important because these are the fundamentals of our life. Formation of a person, his character, his brain capacity, all that, many things you cannot replace with technology. I request technology has its own importance, significance. I'm using a digital board. So I'm not against technology. It
Yes.
is important. But at the same time, okay, typing is there, stop writing. I'm not a fool to say that. Both have its own place, its own purpose. Hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir, yes. And there is a lot there for the students who are preparing for different kinds of exams, especially the line where you said, I mean, the statement that writing helps us to retain, helps us to increase our memory. I mean, anything which is written and that is an expression of emotion, when you go for learning, it helps us to retain a lot of things. Thank you so much, sir. And when we are talking about exams, there is a query from one of the students that how do we coordinate between good handwriting and speed? This is, I think this is more from students who are appearing for the exams because you need to finish and complete the paper within, say, a stipulated time.
Wonderful question, ma'am. This is some serious student asked you this question. I tell you why. See, ma'am, there are two patterns of writing. For an example, if I write a word here, is it visible?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, yes.
This is called print style of writing. Okay. And you have to see a few things here. Okay. Handwriting, there are two patterns I told you. One is print. But there are three parameters of writing. What are the parameters? When you write, your handwriting should be legible, meaning readable. That is the fundamental. Okay.
Yes.
The basic purpose of writing. Okay, if you write something, somebody has to read, legibility. The second important thing which you have mentioned, Shailaja ma'am, the beauty part, neatness. Your handwriting should be very impressive.
Right.
The third thing, you should have a proper. Have you noticed? Whenever I write, I start with a tick.
Tick.
It is I'm habituated with that.
Habituated.
So
Yes.
these three things should be 100% in our writing. Meaning, legibility should be 100%, neatness should be 100%, and speed also should be 100%. And connecting with your question, oh, I am writing very beautiful way, impressive way, but I am taking too much time. That handwriting have no use. 3 hours exam, you take 3.5 hours, no use.
Exactly.
Alright. Now, this is one way. Another way, you write in cursive. I am not using Veda handwriting lab method. I am using the normal method. People write like this way. Am I right? This is the fundamental difference between these two. Print style, each letter you have to lift your hand. So it will be slightly delayed. It takes time. Cursive writing advantage, you only lift your hand till you complete the word. So see, I'll put this in a different way. In a 100-word paragraph, 100-letter paragraph, I may say. Okay, sorry, 100-word paragraph.
Words.
If you are using in cursive, you lift your hand only 100 times. Am I right? But 100-word paragraph may have 800, 900 letters. If you use print, what happens? 900 times you have to lift. So naturally there will be a delay. Yes or no, ma'am?
Exactly.
But another problem here, advantage with the print style, that when you write each letter, you have a better grip. You have more control. So it will be more beautiful compared to the normal cursive writing.
Okay.
But problem is like, it affects. So what is the important? Speed and neatness should be there. Where, you know, like the importance of handwriting lab comes. We write, you just look the way I write in our method. I am using cursive writing. But look at the formation of my letters. It is beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I am able to maintain my speed, my neatness, my beauty also. Am I right, ma'am?
Right,
So
right.
you can improve your speed, at the same time you can maintain your, neatness. But there is a technique what we call mental tick, mind writing. Some techniques are there. If you follow that, it will not be a big issue, because speed writing is very important today.
Okay.
Yes.
So after this, none of our students who say that we were writing fast so the handwriting went bad, they cannot anymore bank upon that. All the attendees who have seen this. Three things are necessary, and once we do that kind of training, we will surely have it: the neatness, the legibility, and of course, the speed.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Sreeson, you've done extensive research on handwriting. You've done, I hope, with that we come to the next one, because there is, with the research, could you have done some classifications on the personality traits of people with handwriting, different kinds of handwriting?
Okay.
Because people do say, you know, I mean, so my question is, can we actually understand the person through the handwriting?
Yes, ma'am. But don't, yeah, ma'am, I tell you in a simplified manner. See, some children, when you can easily assess their character, because that is the reason it is called, handwriting is your signature. Like, okay, there are many things will be revealed through your handwriting. That's the reason handwriting, two people you cannot find same handwriting. It is unique, like our fingerprint. It is unique. My fingerprint will not be yours. So it is unique. Okay. But at the same time, the people who, use big letters seems to be like, lazy people, in the sense like careless. The people who actually write in a very small, it's very difficult to read type, normally called, introvert people, they want to hide something. There are so many parameters, but ma'am, in practical, what is needed? Your handwriting should not be bigger or smaller, should be readable and medium. There are a lot of this thing, because some people say this, you actually asked about graphology. Okay. The handwriting. Some group of people say it is a pseudoscience. Some people say it is a future of science. But my practical, ma'am, whatever I am discussing is not by reading books. I'm just sharing whatever I've experienced personally. Okay. I don't know whether it is legitimate to say in personal, in my personal experience, I alone trained more than 7,000 teachers in my life. The children, I don't remember the number. Okay. So whatever I have gained in knowledge from my participants, my people, my students, I'm just sharing it. Okay, graphology have nothing to do with our, day-to-day writing, man. It is something else. In fact, many places in the Europe, America and all, it is used for crimes, to detect the crimes and all. So better not to discuss that here.
Okay.
It's not very important for us. Okay, three things, as I said: legibility, neatness, and speed has to be maintained. Don't compromise on that. For us, for children, teachers, parents, that is more important. Graphology, I told you, is something else.
Yeah, true. Uh, with that, we go to the next one. Though you have more or less told us about it. Yet there is this saying, no, the geniuses, they don't have a good handwriting because their brain perhaps functions faster than the hand. I mean, you've touched upon it, but we have a question there.
Yeah,
So if
I
you
have an
could
answer
take
also.
that.
I have an answer for that question. There is no documented, evidence or anything which substantiate this claim. Okay, I tell you, Mahatma Gandhi. You cannot find any other genius in India
Yes.
like him. He himself said, the bad handwriting. He used the term bad handwriting is the sign of an imperfect education. Now you say a genius handwriting is not legible, you add whatever you want. There is no scientific evidence. Either they may be careless or they may, mainly they have not been trained. Okay.
Exactly.
So it is not, bad handwriting or illegible handwriting is not the sign of intelligence, ma'am. It is a sign of foolishness. I don't accept it. It's my personal claim. But there is no record or no, even you search, Google it, anywhere you find, there is no documented proofs or evidence, scientific evidence to substantiate this claim. Their handwriting is not proper and they are intelligent. There is no connection. They may be careless, I may say.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We have a question on the 21st century skills. There are so many of them. Of them, two of the 21st century skills, that is fostering creativity and encouraging emotions. Encouraging emotions in a very balanced way. How does handwriting play a vital role in that?
Handwriting alone can play this, man. When you type something, you are not actually giving any emotions. You are communicating a message. Writing, you are literally communicating with, see, there are hundreds of, like novels, literatures about writing. It connects with your life. When you see, ma'am, I tell you a simple this thing. If I send you a message, WhatsApp message or a mail, and I sent something with my a card with my own handwriting, which actually connects you with me. Of course, writing. That's the reason I said there are certain things you cannot replace.
Yes.
You cannot replace technology. With all respect, technology is welcoming. Technology is needed. More technology should come up. But that doesn't mean there are the basics. See, LSRW. Listening, writing, speaking, and reading. These four things are the four pillars of education. If you remove all these four pillars, there is no education at all.
At all.
You use Microsoft Team or Zoom, all this has some purpose of life, but it is not the fundamentals of life. See, if I am not comfortable with Zoom app, I may go to Google app or Microsoft app. Writing, what is the alternative for writing? You understood my point here, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
It is the most effective way of communicating your feelings to somebody. Typing cannot. Typing, of course, is needed. It can only communicate with you, but it cannot communicate your feelings.
Right. So through handwriting, we foster both the creativity and the emotions.
Yes, Murali sir, you want to say something? You want to add something onto that?
No, I want to say that, I mean, there are a lot of students in the audience and they would like to see something in practicality on the board. So if you can write few letters so that they can pick up some tips that they can immediately implement tomorrow. So at least couple of letters, what they should do.
Okay. Immediately what come to my mind is one word. Okay. Children, you just take a pen and write a word good in small letters. You should write it 3 times. Small letters, good, 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 3 times. Whatever may be your pattern, don't worry. Because why I am saying good, nothing else is coming to my mind. Okay, you just write good 3 times. And this word can teach you a lot. The word good can teach you a lot. Please write this word good 3 times. Good, good, good. Then now I'll explain you. Some people write this in this way. That I've already discussed. This is called print style of writing. Some people write it in cursive. It like this. This is called cursive. Am I right? But if you notice, majority of the people write it like this way. It is neither print or cursive. It is a mixture of this. So first of all, never use this mixed handwriting. It is actually an inability. You are able to join 2 letters, you are unable to join another 2 letters. So it cannot be called as an ability, it is your inability. And second thing is there is nothing called mixed handwriting. So please stop using this mixed handwriting. Okay. Now, if you are writing in cursive, write only in cursive. If you are writing in print, write only in print. Never mix 2 different handwriting, number 1. Okay. Now you have to do something. You just underline the first G, second G and third G and see the difference. I already told you letters which are moving in anti-clockwise, whenever we reproduce, the shape will be different. So how to avoid it? I've already taught you a frame which is this. This is called a tick up and a curve. That like a tick up and a slanting grandfather's tick. Now, just with your pen, start with a small tick up and a curve like this. Should look like a slanting grandfather's tick. Please do this with your pen. Make a small tick up and a curve. Because this is most important, because these letters nobody cares much, but this is what you have to, because these 8 letters which I told you already, this repeats more in your actual writing. That's the reason I am using that. Done. Now what you have to do, you make a tick up and a curve. Could you see the curve? That is very important. Come down, make another curve. You create a letter C.
C.
So this is the first frame, not actually the first frame. This is the third frame in this thing. This is the base letter for that. Now what you have to do, you make a tick up and a curve, come down to the bottom, just touch it, connect it. Bring decenter and make a small bond, you create a letter G. I'll repeat, the same frame, coming down, touching, descender, you can create the letter G. Clear? Now, the same thing, what you have to do now is to make another curve like this, slanting curve, come down to the bottom, create a letter C. That this work we have learned. Just connect it and make an upward line like this, a knot type of this thing. You can create an O. Same way, you can create one more O. Make a tick up, curve, come down, create a letter C, touch the nick and an upward knot. You will create another O. And the fourth letter is same, make a tick up and a curve, come down C, touch the nick, make an ascender and a tail. You can create a letter D. I'll repeat this. Frame. We are starting with a small tick. We are starting with a small tick and a curve. We come down, we create a letter C. Now what we are going to do? Touching, we create a letter G. Another letter, the same frame, touching upward node, O. The same thing, C, center, we create a letter D. Have you done that? Now,
Yes.
don't write more. I told you writing more will spoil your handwriting because it is brain writing. So we will write on our brain. Just come down. I know. Is it visible? Just
Yes.
stretch. Look at the tip of your index finger now. Your index finger, not somebody else. Your index finger. Okay.
Yes.
Now draw this letter first. Start with a tick up and a curve. See, this curve is very important. Tick up and a curve. C, touching it, decenter, you create a letter G. Draw O, tick up, C, O. Tick up, C, O. Now the last letter, tick up, C, and the frame. Now what you, in this particular this thing, you have cursive. How? Cursive, what till you complete the word, you should not lift your hand. That is this. See, now I'm going to tick up, standing grandfather's tick. C, connecting G without lifting. Another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C and a D. Could you see the movement? And don't write now. Don't write. We will write here first. Come to this position, everybody. See, the problem with this, I am not able to see you. You can only see me. So I have to believe that everybody is doing
Everybody
it.
is doing.
Just raise your hand. Look at the tip of your index finger. Draw this word good on the air along with me. Start. Take a standing grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C and a D. Done? Now, you just take your pen and draw the letter good on your paper without putting any pressure, because we didn't give any pressure on the air. This the main advantage of this technique is to make you understand. When you write on the air, you are not giving any pressure. The same pressure you should give to your pen while writing. So the flow will be better. The formation of the letter will be beautiful. You can write fast. Shall we do it once again now? Please come to this position.
Yes.
Look at the tip of your index finger. Don't look at my face. Look at your index finger. Draw. Take up, standing grandfather's stick. G without lifting, another curve. O, another curve. O, another curve. D. Done?
Yes.
Relax. Now you take your pen.
Yes.
Okay, last time we will write. Since Murali sir asked, I have to give you an experiential learning. Now, without putting any pressure, you make mistake, I don't mind. Without putting any pressure, just write good. Shall we start? Start
Yes.
without putting. Take a standing grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, C, O, C, D. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Could you find some kind of a movement?
Yes.
Some kind of a flow? Shailaja ma'am, did you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
that?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Could you find some
There
kind
is.
of a drawing sensation?
There is.
Kind of
There
a movement, drawing sensation is there?
There is. There is.
If you give this to the children from the beginning itself or at the time of training, you don't need to force the child.
Mm.
See, you ask a child to write something or draw something. Which assignment the child will take first?
Draw.
Draw. He understood the concept. See, when writing itself, you give this sensation to a child, the child will love writing. In fact, it is an art. See, the topic also mastering. This is what you have to master, movement skill.
So, Sreeson sir, I just have one question.
Yeah.
A number of students have also asked, Ishika has asked this question. Does the kind of pen or pencil that I'm using make a difference in the handwriting?
Makes a lot.
Okay, so what is better? Ball pen, gel pen?
I tell you, Murali sir, you remember in Kerala, it is very much there. When we were going to the school, there was a hero pen. You have to fill that, Shailaja ma'am remembers. It's very, if you don't go with the hero pen, the teacher will scold you. Okay. It has better grip, but it has some problem, like leaking, all that, leak, all these issues were there. Now, if you see the gel pen, it is a modern, it's a new avatar of the old, hero pen.
Ink pen.
It has better grip. And by the pen, even that grip area, there will be a rubber, this thing, what you call wrap. Better buy that gel pen with a grip, a rubber grip. It is very good for us to write with more clarity. The way I wrote here, this is not actually correct, because I told you this that you won't get a proper grip. But if you use this gel pen, all that, the grip will be better. The formation of letter will be better. So better. My suggestion. Gel pens are the best.
Okay. So next, Sreeson sir, I just want to know. The question that has come from students, like one is Shubha Acharya has asked that what is the ideal space to be given between two letters, or in case what you have written on the board, what is the connector size? What should be the difference between two letters?
Very good. Nice question. The child is very serious about writing, I believe. Good, very good question, beta. I tell you what is that important thing. Okay. The practical sense, it is not possible, but I tell you the space, if you place the tip of your pen nib between two letters, is the space between two letters. Understood my point here? If you are writing A and B, and then just see the space is with the tip of your nib, the space is that, but it is not practical. Every time when you write, you cannot do the measurement. What I suggest, see, that is the reason this tick up, tick down come. If you start like this, the space will be more. If you start, you start, start with this tick A, tick B. Could you see the different spacing here? That will be accurate. That is a practical solution. The real distance will be the tip of your nib, should be the space between two letters. But you can have a theoretical understanding, but it is not practical. But if you start with a tip, with all that, see, I'll give you another one. Look, say, tick. I'm sorry. T, R, C, D, E. Could you see the spacing here? Should be accurate. That is what it should automatically happen.
Right. Okay. Sreeson sir, now I have a question from a child who says, actually there are one child is Aryan Singh, and then I have got a couple of parents who have also asked this question, that my child is left-handed. There's some specific technique that needs to be followed for a left-handed student.
The child is blessed, I may say.
Left-handed. Yeah, blessed. Yes.
In my this thing, the child is blessed child.
Right.
It's our parents who actually, force the child to do with right hand. See, please understand this. The right and left hand have a lot of significance in the child with the right hand. I am a right hand. See, it corresponds to your left hemisphere, left brain. Left hand corresponds to your right hemisphere. See, your right brain is more on the logical, analytical side. The left brain is more on the creative side. I may say, what is that? Music, art, kind of this. You can simply say the right side of your brain is critical or logical. The second side of the left side of the brain is musical. You can say something like that. Now, what happens? You see, Murali sir, the child who is blessed with the left hand will be more onto the creative system. I can tell you many examples. Emma Hussain, the great artist, he was a left-hander. Amitabh Bachchan, our great Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, is a left-hander. So people are blessed, I may say, come with left-handers, have more creativity than the right-hander. Now, only one thing this child has to remember. When the child, could you see the book here?
Yes.
Now, the right-handers, the book, angle of the book, the right-hander, the right corner should go. But now I am a left-hander. Keep the book straight. The left corner of the book should go up. See, better, that very clear videos are there in our website. Please watch it. And second thing, the right-hander should not, sorry, the left-hander should not be placed or seated in the right side of the right-hander. That is the only thing. Only thing you have to be careful. The left corner of the book should go up. Right hand should be on top of the book, and the child should write with the left hand. And the children who are coming out with the left-handers are blessed, according to my.
So, Sreeson sir, now I have a question from a parent who wants to know: is there some specific exercise or routine that a child should follow so that the handwriting can improve? Other
Child,
than
I may say the parent or teacher should follow, not the child.
Not the child.
See, you should, you should forget your old school practices. The teachers and parents. What is this old schools use? This writing more. Stop it. Using copywriting books. Stop it. Understand more onto the child's. See, you cannot force, especially today. You cannot force the child. The child should love writing. And if you make the child to write, see, I tell you, Murali sir, even Shailaja ma'am can easily recall. Now the parents comes with our school, the parents comes and complain. Okay, my child is not writing. Till 4th standard it was okay. Now he is or she is in the 5th standard. There's a lot of quality issues are there in his or her handwriting. We console the parent. Don't worry, we will take care. Then we will ask the child. Now, how many pages you are writing in copywriting book? 2 pages. Now, tomorrow onwards, you make it 10 pages. This you should stop it. When you give more writing, I told you already, when you give more writing exercise, it actually spoils. The same mistakes he repeats. Right. And giving more, like writing, it will be a boring activity for the child. Right. We have to teach the child how to write correctly. Right. It should be simplified activity. The child, in fact, should love this activity.
Right. Sreeson sir, now I have a question from a child, Anand Sharma, who wants to know that, say, assuming that I practice, I train myself to good handwriting, then one tip that I want from you is, should it be slanting or straight? The letters should be slanting or straight.
Great. This is a wonderful question. I need to do little demo here. Sir, again this English alphabet, please understand there are few this thing. There are certain letters go straight, I, T, P, L, H, all that. There are certain letters are slightly slanted, R, S, like. There are other letters slant more, C, D, all slants more. See, that is the reason in our method we start with these letters straight. We never start with A. We start with letters like a tick, up, down, dot. This is the first letter we start, I. Then we move to the next letter, that is R. Could you see slide slanted? Could you see a slide? Then we have trained A. That is more slanted than the. So there is no particular. How do you write A straight? You tell me. You understood? How do you write? Like Z straight? See, there are three slanting this. Yeah. One thing you have to remember, when you write an L, it is a straight letter, write without much split. If you learn to split this letter, it may go this way, left slanted. So maximum when we train the child, don't like split it. When the child writes, there will be small split. That is okay. But you have seen, like when you make it, I tell you, I'll give you a demo also. Okay. Murali sir, you tell me. Which like you like in this?
I would
You understood the slanting part?
I would prefer not to like the slanted.
Am I right? Because
Yes.
all letters are slanted towards one side. Here if you see, one is going in this side, one is straight, another is going to another side. That is what we have to focus more on to this thing. See, this add more value to our beauty, the neatness. If all letters are slanted towards, equally, especially on the right side, if left slanted, we should avoid. I hope I answered. Is it okay?
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Oh.
The next question is from Satyabrata. She wants to know what is the right age to start practicing handwriting or train them in handwriting.
The moment we start writing,
Right.
age of 3, 4. Now you have seen that modern methodology. I mean the new education policy. Age 3 to 6, numbers and writing. That is what that emphasize. More on to that. So whenever you start writing, that is the right time. I may say 3 onwards.
Right. Okay. So the next question is there a particular posture to hold the pen or pencil?
Yes.
There is a particular way that we should hold the pen.
You imagine this is actually a digital pen. Okay, imagine this is a pen. Okay, now everybody just raise your hand like this. Now just bend it. Keep it on the table like this. 1, 2. Okay, now lift these 2 fingers. I cannot show this. Okay,
Right.
2 fingers. Now, could you see each finger is sitting, other 3 fingers are sitting on top of the other? Just do like this. Could you find some kind of a shock absorber, some kind of a easiness?
Right.
And now you just raise your hand, bend it, don't keep it on this thing, table. Now you lift the hand, fingers like this. Now you could see all 3 fingers are sitting parallel. You won't get any effect. Understood? If you keep it on the table like this and lift, you can see That should be. So you don't do this every time 1, 2, 3. Before taking the pen, just keep your, this thing. Suppose this is my table. Just keep it and lift the pen with these 2 fingers, so that you will get a shock absorber kind of a feeling. Hold the pen grip area with these 2 fingers. Grip area. The grip area. Okay. Now the third finger should support the pen. And the pen should always rest in between this curve, not here. Could you see a curve here? The pen should always rest in between this curve. And you can, this is called triple up folding. You can even keep the 4th finger also.
Right.
Okay. Now, another one, this thing, imagine if a child is holding a pen in a different way. Don't immediately change the child's this. Slowly bring the child to this 3 or 4 finger holding. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Then it will be more easier. And this is the same thing you can find in that better illustrated, better videos are there in our website. Please watch it.
Okay. That's going to be very helpful that videos are available, so they can at their own convenience they can have a look and take it, look into it. That's really nice. So there is one question that is coming in. Can this rule be applied to other languages also?
Which one, sir?
Can this handwriting rule that you have mentioned, can this be applied to other languages also?
See, sir, other languages meaning other alphabets.
See, they want to know, for example, in Hindi, can they use this technique?
Yeah. See, this is very funny or very surprising. We call English alphabet. Why it is called alphabet? Alpha, beta, alphabet. ABCD are letters. Hindi alphabet, Malayalam alphabet, English alphabet. But alphabet is whatever you add in the front. Hindi alphabet meaning Hindi letter. English handwriting is the same methodology. We have made 5 basic methods. Okay, this is called voice tick, finger tick, air tick, mental tick, and pen tick. The same thing you can apply in any alphabet, because finally we focus on mind writing. This techniques can be used for that also.
From the audience, we have one last question from Shreyas Raj. He wants to know, he says that I have a very good handwriting. People appreciate me. Teachers appreciate my handwriting. But my problem is, when I start writing, by the time I reach the last line of the copy or that particular paper, I start going astray. My handwriting is no longer as good. So the starting is good, but the ending is not good. So what can I do about it?
This you remember, sir, I was showing you this air tick. Right. The purpose of air tick, when you move, you should only move your shoulder. When you move your shoulder, the brain cells will easily capture the pressure. That is that. The no pressure that is the pressure we have to give to the pen. If this child, excellent writing skills, should put same kind of pressure from the beginning till end.
Okay.
I think that will help him.
Okay, great. Shailaja ma'am, you have some more questions?
Just one from a young aspirant. What are the job opportunities for a good handwriting expert?
I may say job opportunity, I may say job responsibility, ma'am. I may have to reverse this. It's not the job opportunity, it's the responsibility of every parent, every teacher to be an expert in writing.
Okay.
Am I right?
Uh,
Right.
so,
Ma'am, please.
uh, I think that covers almost all the questions.
Yeah.
We have learned a number of things here, sir. Handwriting, speed, posture, techniques, the concept about training, basically. And of course, for all of us, specifically, we teachers, the difference between the handwriting copy and not the other one, the copyright, and two copies, the difference between the two. The takeaways have been a number of them, and the experiential learning is absolutely lovely. Uh, I mean, no secrets. This is first time I have attended. I mean, I've been into this kind of a training. It's truly an art. And in such a simple way, you have told us about the tick, the curve, and the grandfather's the loop. Cursive writings, we normally talk about curls, and I mean, there is a lot of pressure put on
Funny
students.
names, ma'am. You
Yes.
should you should use this some little funny names. So the
Funny
child
name.
grandfather's stick, rather than saying start with a tick, up and a curve. Instead
Yes.
of that, even if you give some objects, they can easily relate with.
Remember, they can immediately relate. They can connect to it. There is this about creativity. Then the retention, which is increased just by the act of writing. So many of them, and I think it is now time to tell you a big, huge thank you, a sincere gratitude from all of us. Not just at DPS, but DPS Chas, but everyone who's attending this webinar, the principals, the school teachers, students, parents, and of course, on our personal behalf, we thank all the school heads for encouraging the children, the teachers to participate in this webinar. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time, for explaining everything. And above all, I express my sincere gratitude to our chief mentor of DPS Chas, Dr. Hemlata S. Mohan, who has basically conceptualized this entire concept of Uday, the rising, where we have these webinars, and which really got us into the path to think that the pandemic has lovely opportunities too, apart from the other side of it, which has come up with so many challenges. We are thankful to her for having come up, I mean, for having motivated us towards this field. A sincere gratitude to Muralidharan sir, our Pro Vice Chairman, always there to support us, to encourage us. Thank you, sir. A big, huge thank you to the entire team in the office, the technical support, and the attendees for all their lovely questions, which covered, even if there were certain areas which me and Sreeson sir, if we had left, they had given us all those areas which Murli sir helped us to connect. And I think it is now for us, every one of us, let's take it up as an art, and it's so easy to learn. Wonderful experiential learning too. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. And let's look forward to the next one, to the next webinar. Thank you and goodbye. See you soon.
Thank you, Murali sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All have viewed this. Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.